and welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. The noisy kids behind me are just dying as always. Dying to meet you. Pleased to meet you. How are you? And all that. Okay. I've just got myself to 30 levels. I've just came and cleared out this guy's over here. This is all still working nicely, really. I did have a moment where my essence was backlogged. That I couldn't really get anywhere else for essence to go. Essence just went and stayed full. I wasn't using it here for anything, so I was full up. The wither skeletons, or the skeletons being converted into wither skeletons, just doesn't work. I've tried it for a very, very long time. Maybe I could try it for longer, but not a single wither head, but 12 necrotic bones. So I could probably have tried it a lot longer, but I'm starting to think there's better methods. There's other methods. There's other ways of doing it. So we'll get on with that, but probably not this episode. I'll probably just figure those out. I think setting up a spawner in the Nether and spawning skeletons in the Nether works. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but I think that's what I want to do. Right now, however, I've just set up a little thing going on here to get some tin, because I figured I wanted a load of tin gears. Yeah, quite a lot of tin gears. So I'm going to start pouring. Literally, I just put a stack of tin ore dust up here. Well, in there now. A stack of tin ore dust in there, and it's just letting it smelt down. So I'm going to have gears on gears on gears. The basic component for all of the, well, things like I'm making a pulverizer. So a pulverizer from thermal expansion. Yeah. Looks simple enough, but then the basic machine frame requires a tin gear. I think an MFR, like a grinder, that's normally got a basic machine frame in it as well. So Mine Factory Reloaded and Thermal Expansion all need machine frames. So I thought, as I'm making one, why not make a batch of tin gears. So I'm just making a batch of tin gears. As you can see over here, right, I'm still getting comments about this. Why don't I auto-pack all this and get it auto-smelting and all that kind of stuff? Well, I don't need to. That's the be-all and end-all. Man, that needs stacking up again. I don't need to auto-process all this and use up some tick rate. Every tick, something happens in Minecraft, and the more things that are happening per tick, the more performance you lose. And I don't really want to lose performance just for being greedy. I can come along like I did and just grabbed a stack of tin blocks and put that stack in there, and it'll smelt down and prepare itself. I don't think I need more than that. I'm not materialistic. If we look at ingots, I've got a good selection of ingots. A good amount of ingots. If I was playing vanilla, I'd be happy with the amount of iron I've got, the amount of gold I've got. I'm playing modded Minecraft, so I need a bit of aluminium. I go and get a stack from my barrel and just cast it out. It doesn't take long to make this sort of stuff. It doesn't take long to make it at all. I only had 40 tin left, so I went and I got a stack of ore and put it in. And now I've got the tin gear to make a basic machine frame. And I'm just going to make a few basic machine frames because I know I'm going to need them. Throw them in there. It's not about having more than you can cope with. If I had that automatically going through and being sorted, I would end up with so many ingots that I would have to have storage created. Like, I'd have to create storage drives just to store all the ingots. Instead, I've got a few barrels over there that just sit there and waiting for me to need them. I don't see the need for having a fully automated system for that processing. Let's get 30 levels on this. Unbreaking, fire protection, respiration. I've seen worse. Now we've got 30 levels on every piece of armor I've got. I feel like I've got a decent armor. I still want the upgrades of armor from other things. The Britannia armor I particularly want. That's awesome, Britannia armor. The Terra Steel armor is awesome. There's Blood Magic armor, which is awesome, and there's Thorncraft armor, which is awesome. And presumably there's another armor kicking around in here somewhere as well that I haven't even heard of before that I might want to get hold of at a later date. But that is the case. I need some copper gears now. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good going, really. Copper gears. Oh, I've got the whole thing set up for tin ingot gears. And I also now need some copper gears. Let's do that. I wanted to make a few other bits and pieces automating while I was busy doing stuff. That is copper. Yes, it is. There we go. This is a case in point, you see. Now I can put this in here. And it will just process a load of things for me. The tin and copper mix. I don't know if that's anything to worry about, but hey-ho. But I'll have enough to make a load of machine frames. I'll have all the machine frames I need. And I didn't need all the ingots hanging around for ages. I didn't need it all. I could make batches of ingots just like this if I wanted to. Hey, how you doing, dude? Are you coming to have a look to see what I'm doing? Well, yeah, you're welcome to have a glance around. Just don't make yourself at home, because I'm kind of glad I live up here on my own, really. You're likely to get yourself killed if you hang around here too much. You're gonna just give me some blood. I got this from the pigmen doing this the other day. Where did I put it? I'm trying to think where I put it now. I think I put it over here, actually. It's in this chest over here. Yeah, coagulated blood. Yummy. You can get blood into here by just having something living standing in there while it's molten. You get some blood off them. Yeah, and I've had a few of these guys come along and do this. Oh, trees. Okay, Lee, I'm going to be showing you some of the things that I've been doing today. And hopefully we're going to get somewhere with it as well. And this is my only regret with using progressive automation. This is my only regret. Not having the ability to... I don't know... The ability to repair these axes without manually repairing the axes, if you know what I mean. The manual repairing of the axes is the durability of them. It just... you want a machine, you just want to make it work, and you can power those machines, so you don't need to actually put any, I don't know, like charcoal in it all the time. You can power it so you don't have to put charcoal in it all the time, but you don't always get the opportunity to not do that, if you see what I mean. You end up... I'm stumbling with my words today for some reason, because I'm trying to do this at the same time. You can change the power source so it's powered by RF, but you can't change the tool type so it's powered by something that doesn't break. Like, I know that grinders over there, they don't break. I don't have to replace the parts. You just did it, didn't you, dude? What? Are you just trying to mess up my smelting? God. Mobs, man, they're just so crazy. That's just put a load of blood in my thing there. You get... Okay. And two of these. And two. Thank you. Yeah, you can't replace them. And that's the issue. I've tried different methods of taking them out and starting again and doing all that kind of stuff. But it can just be annoying. Alright. I'll show you what I've been doing and working on a little bit down here. It's not progressed too much more since the last time I showed you, I don't think. I've still got this little bundle here that's not quite worked out properly yet. This section's worked out nicely. This section's still looking good. It keeps a nice little stack of whatever I need over here. Right? And I've got a little bit over here which is basically automated on its own little sub-network, where I can put in what I want in here and it will do things for me. What I'm about to change, though, is increase the capacity card on that. Oh, no, not on that one. On the one at the top. That's it. Increase the capacity card on that, and then put that one in there as well. And also this one in here as well. So the three different types of press that you can make, right? These circuits turn into the presses. The three different types I want it to automatically fit those together. Okay, so from the top slot, this is the top square. So from the top, I've got it so that it'll always try and put all of these 3 different types of things in there whenever it's got some in the system. And the only inventory it recognizes is this part of the inventory, this bit here. Okay, it only recognizes this chest as an inventory, a valid inventory on its network, because it's a sub-network. So it's trying to put those items into the top all the time. It's also trying to put items in here all the time. It's got redstone set up there to put redstone in that slot all the time. And from the underside, I've got the silicon printed going into the bottom slot, which goes in here. And then I've got an import which will take it back out and store it in the only place it can store it, which is why I've got these 23 logic presses in there right now. From upstairs, I've got access to one of everything through this interface. Is it? No? This interface. Yeah, I've got access to one of everything through that interface. But when I want to do a bit on mass, then I'll come down here and I'll just grab the mass, and it will start replenishing that stock back up to 64. It will start doing that automatically, and it will build that up for me. I still haven't got a furnace that automatically processes dust into the silicon for it to do that automatically, but I've got this much done. So then I can throw that in there like that, and it will automatically start moving them into here and doing the processing. And it will start processing those up, throwing the different various components in as fast as it can, squish them together, do it, squish it now, thank you, making that component and sending it back down here. So those are the 2 new ones I've just picked up, so those logic presses will get done. So it now process through all 3 sets of those things, and it will make as many as it can based on how much I've got in there. Need to put some more redstone in there. I also want it to be able to request dust when it needs dust and things like that. So I'm going to take a couple of stacks of redstone and put that in there now as well. I need it to be able to grind up all of these ingredients to keep things made when I want them made. I'm thinking I need an interface on here that will put these items into this system so that it will then be able to take them when it needs them. There's something I want to do quite urgently, not necessarily that urgently, because I also want to make myself the main controller and all that kind of stuff today as well. So let's put those things aside for a second. Put those in there. Let's just have another look at some recipes. The controller. Hey. The controller. This thing here. The ME controller. The ME controller is a 6-sided cube, and each side allows me to send out 32 channels of communication to 32 devices. Right? These can be put together and manipulated. Yeah? So one of the things that I want to do is make pure crystals and skystone blocks automatically in the system, or at least be able to craft them en masse, and the engineering processors. The engineering process I've got set up. The pure crystals I can get set up. I just need some fluix, and I've got a few in there already, but I want to get more. I will take that. And sand is there. There we go. And make as many of that as I can. There we go. 50 of these seeds. Yep, we'll get those processing while we're talking. That'll make me quite a bit of that stuff anyway, right? I could put this into here. It's got it automating into here, but this needs an inventory like that one did. So I've got to set up something. So I'm going to need a crafting CPU. So crafting CPU is just here. Okay, we've got many different power bases for these, right? From 1K, 4K, 64K, 16K. The normal splits you would expect, right? And also crafting co-processing units and crafting monitors and a basic crafting unit itself. To get a 1K crafting, I need to do this recipe, which is why I've been making so many logic processors and getting all the redstone and stuff together. So I'm going to make a load of these 1Ks because I'm using them for discs as well. They're fairly cheap for me to make, in most cases anyway. So that's not a problem. And then this requires the other processor like this, which I can throw a few of those in. There's 3. That'll be enough to get me started. I can make more of these. And then I can make these crafters. Next gen crafting. 3. I don't think 3's right, but I could probably use 3 one after the other. Have them individuals. So I'm going to place these temporarily down here. So I've got an auto crafting side of things going on. I need them on the main grid. I don't know if they actually make any sort of like turning off everything else. Looks like they did. Dang it. Okay, yeah, that's one of the channel problems there. Got a channel problem already there. Dang it. Okay. So in order to make that happen, I'm going to need to make a main controller first, really, before I can start doing that. So controller. Let's make one of these. How many can I make? I can make 2, 3, 4. I can make 4, and then I run out of the central processing unit, which I'm making more of those now. Have they been made yet? There's a few in there, and a few of those, and a few of those been made. That's not bad. It's processing. It is processing them now. Okay, that's good. So while we've been talking, that's been doing a fair amount of work, really, and it's nice and easy to make a little stockpile. In Utopia, I tried very, very hard to make that overcomplicated, I would say. I I tried to make it overcomplicated, and I really, really shouldn't have. It was something that you just want to sort of have personal control over, rather than letting the system do it all for you. Okay, for now, let's pop that out there. Give me that back. I'm going to put a controller there. Okay, and I would like to get my thing back if I could, please. No? Okay. I'm going to put a central controller here for now. Okay, this gives me more channels off the rest, and eventually I'm going to build something out here which will be much more cool looking, I think. I've got a 4x4 area, so I'm probably going to do a 4x4 section somewhere like this, and I'm going to build it all out, build it all up, and connect them all together so that they're all working, and then have channels, pipes and cables coming off them and going into the roofs all over the place. But for right now, we're just going to use the 1, so I've got an extra 32 channels going off in different directions. This can now operate without affecting it, yes. I'll have another one there just because, and we'll have another one there. All temporarily placed for now, but they are now crafting storage, which means I can do crafting. And that's facilitated the extra channels that they're using up. And hopefully that will still work. Yeah, they look quite cool hanging there though, don't they? But no, that's not the plan. That's not the plan at all. Once I've got the basic auto crafting sorted, then I can mass produce these things and set the AE system just producing things for me, which is ideally what I want over the long term. Now I need to start making patterns, which means that I need a pattern encoder and blank patterns. A pattern encoder is simply thus. Literally, I just need a crafting table. Okay, well, let's make a crafting table. And yep, everything else I had. That's the last illumination panel, though. I need to make some of those later. And we also need this. Okay, blank patterns. Before I can start doing any of this auto-processing, I need blank patterns to make things happen. So I'm going to start off with 3, I would like. What was I missing? I'm not missing anything, according to that. I would like to start off with 3. Okay. And this is another block like this one that doesn't really connect to anything. So I'll put that up there, out the way. Yeah, doesn't need to be connected to the applied Energistics system in any way, shape or form. So I'll put that there, and why not put that there for now. And now I've just set this so that it's got Certis quartz seed. It knows how to make Certis quartz seeds. Yeah, so it's been told the recipe for Certis quartz seeds. The other option for the pattern encoder is there. It's a terminal. And once I've got the crafting terminal, which I'm going to need all sorts for, I can then make this pattern terminal. Yeah, I can't do a crafting terminal like that. Okay, let's see. Can I make one of these quickly? Ping, ping, bang. Alright, a little bit of crafting and other things later. We have a pattern terminal, and I get the Crafting Maestro achievement get. Awesome. And I'm just going to dump that on there for now. So, the difference between this pattern encoder, which can do normal patterns, and this pattern encoder, which can also do processed patterns, is a big one. So, we need a crystal from in here again. I threw it in there, did I? Throw it back? I think I must have thrown it back. It's disappeared out of my inventory. Maybe I used it in the recipe and I didn't even know it. Should be here. Certis quartz crystals. I need to get another one of those quickly. I think I will rob one out of this processor over here instead. Let's get you. Thank you. I will take that, and I will, yeah, take it and it's mine. Throw that into there just to make another one quickly. Alright. That'll be why it used one up from somewhere, and it processed it and took it. There we go. Alright, so, I'm going on the pattern terminal. Right, so, one seed is not craftable into a pure Certis quartz crystal, but is processed into a crystal. Okay, that's what we want to tell it. So I'm going to put a blank pattern in there, take that. Okay. Now, this pattern will tell us how, tell the interface how to function. The other thing now is a crafting upgrade. Okay, that's not a crafting upgrade. These card, let me put card in, see if that works. There we go. So we want an acceleration, advanced, inverted, fuzzy, crafting card. We want a crafting card. So what have I got? Nothing for a crafting card. Okay, let's quickly make a crafting card. There we go, make those, and that makes one of those. I'm actually using a lot of these in here. Not crafting card. Crafting card, there we go. Make a crafting card. Okay. We will get there. It's a long and difficult process, isn't it? It's a long and difficult process to get all this working. And I probably have to make loads of cuts in this video because I'm taking so long to get things sorted out. Just for a simple little thing like this. But once you've got the basics down, you can do all sorts with it. Okay, so we want it to craft us one of these. So we're saying that you put one seed in it, and this will come out of it. And I also could do with the interface receiving it back again, couldn't I? But let's leave those crystals in there for now. We'll put this in here. So now it will try and craft the item. Blocking mode, block mode, yeah. So crafting mode, it will now try and craft that whenever it needs one. In theory. But it also needs to know how to make the seeds. And for that we need another chamber. Another chamber of horrors. But we can now see the crafting recipe. There we go. Now we've got this pure Certis quartz crafting. And I can craft, say, 2 next. Available seeds 2, craft 2, any. I can go through all of those different CPUs that I did. But just start that. And it should start crafting those. So those should be in here now. So after a long, laborious show and tell of what's going on, I don't think I'm anywhere near where I want to be, but at least we've got 2 crystals growing in there, automated by this, which we didn't have before. I've just got to make sure that I don't have things that are being picked up by the system after they've been created by the system, and the CPU doesn't understand that it's not done yet. There we go, that's in there. So the next thing up is to make this pattern, the sand into seeds, or the seeds into something. And that is another little process, which is in a thing that does the crafting for you, which is a cell. Where has it gone? Not on that page. There it is. A molecular assembler. Sounds really cool, doesn't it? Molecular assembler. Yes. We need a molecular assembler like this, which needs a crafting bench, of course. Where's the wood when you need it? Okay, let's get rid of that. I got a ton of wood in here, and I haven't got the wood I need to make a crafting table. Can you believe it? Okay. Let's make a few. There we go. And let's make a crafting bench. My word, the amount of crafting benches I've gone through today. Okay, so molecular. Molecular. There we go. One of these. There we go. We want one of these molecular chambers. And this needs to be hooked up onto the Applied Energistics system so that things can auto-craft. So let's put it just here, shall we? I need an interface on it. Let's put it just here for now. Okay, molecular assembly chamber, and I'm going to put an interface just there. This interface will know that this is a pattern and we can make stuff. So this interface will feed this molecular assembly chamber. This molecular assembly chamber will put it back into the interface, which will put it back into the system. In theory, that should work. This needs hooking up to power as well, which is why I put it there for now. Again, all of this stuff down here needs a good sorting out and an organisation that I will do over the course of many hours. So now in my crafting grid, I should have these seeds and these Certis quartz crystals available. If I choose to craft 10 of those, right, it will tell me now that I'm going to craft 10 of these. That's what I've asked for. I've got 4 Certis quartz dust available and 4 sand available in order to make 8 of the seeds. I've got 2 seeds available to make this, but it will also know how to make 8 more seeds, and it will just crack on with that. So I would love to be able to show you this in action, but it's probably already happened. It's already happened, no doubt. This molecular assembly chamber will have already made the seeds, and the seeds will already be grown in here. So we should see 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 actually. All 10, yeah. 9 across, 10. So it's already made the seeds. It's already put it in the growth crafting chamber. And they're already growing and going into the system to say, yes, here you go. You asked for 10 of these. Here's 10 of these. There you go, my buddy. It's all yours. That's Applied Energistics AutoCrafting. It is an amazingly powerful setup. It is an amazingly powerful setup. But it takes a while for even me to get my head around. And I've got a general basic gist of how all of this works. I think I understand. Emphasis on the I think I understand. I think I understand how it all works, but because it's so powerful, the fine details really can become very pernickety. The Applied Energistics system requires you to make sure you do everything just right. Otherwise, it won't work. It's very powerful, but at the same time, you've got to be very careful with where you're placing all of the blocks and items. I'm going to try and set out a very extensive system. I've done so before on previous playthroughs with Applied Energistics 2, and I'm going to do so here. Most of the time, I want to be doing it off camera because of the pernickety nature of setting up the Applied Energistics 2 system. I like to have my time to go, right, that goes to there, and that connects to there, and that's going to read from there, and that's going to do this, and that's going to do that. All I'm really showing you this episode is the basics of how it actually works, so that when I start doing it on a larger scale, you'll at least understand what I'm doing from the basics, hopefully. Thank you very much for watching. See you next episode of Agrarian Skies 2.